Hey loves, welcome to Faith Times Fitness Podcast, where we discuss wellness from a kingdom mindset, helping women bridge the gap of faith and fitness. I am your host, Chanera Norwood, aka Cha-Cha. Let's go. Hey loves, welcome back to another episode of Faith Times Fitness. I am your host, Chanera, aka Cha-Cha. Today we're going to be talking about wellness check-ins. And most of the time when we think about wellness check-ins or wellness checkups, we think about when people go to the doctor as a preventative caution for their health. But today I want to talk about it in the form of just checking in on each other. And this topic came to mind because I had two people randomly check in on me on the same day. And it made me think, for one, how I felt about just people just taking that time out of their day to check in and see how I'm doing. And also, it made me think of how we need to stop and be the ones checking in on people, because it goes both ways. I think we should always do wellness check-ins with each other. So this is my wellness check-in with you guys. How are you doing? Email me and tell me how you're doing. I really want to know, so that we can start to check in with each other. I am the type of person that you may not hear from me every day. You may not hear from me every week. It does not mean that I'm not thinking of you, but I have to start getting better with this, because sometimes we get so caught up with what we have going on in our lives, and we're doing and we're moving about, or whatever the case may be, that we don't stop to check in on our strong friends or check on anybody for that matter. And sometimes I would think about a person and I'll be like, oh, I wonder how they doing. But I would never text or call them to see. And recently I stopped doing that. If I think about a person, whether they respond or not, I ask them how they are and I check in with them. Because sometimes if you thinking about that person, they may need for you to say, what's up? How you doing? And you ain't got to get all in their business and get specific or whatever. None of that. It's just a matter of how it feels when somebody genuinely say, hey, how you doing? I ain't seen you or I ain't heard from you in a while. How's everything going? And genuinely be concerned. Because sometimes people be like, oh, I'm good. Thank you for asking, and leave it at that. And sometimes the person may say, okay, I got this and that going on. And they need somebody to release to, or just an ear to listen. So I have 3 main points for wellness check-ins. The first point is it helps us to esteem each other. And so what I mean by esteem each other, I mean it basically means to hold each other in high regard, to value each other, to edify each other. And it sounds like a lot, but that's how important it is for us to do wellness check-ins with each other. Because we should always be looking to edify and to simply add value to the people in your life, or the people who are connected to you. The second reason is it shows compassion. And showing compassion for others is something that Christ really commissions us as believers to do. Because we can't reach anybody if we do not care about what is going on in other people's lives and genuinely care. It's not about gossiping and getting in people's business and trying to fix their problems. It's about just caring and showing empathy and showing that you are concerned. So many times you see a meme or somebody post on Instagram, basically, if you don't check on me, I ain't checking on you. Keep that same energy and all that different stuff. Listen, if you don't check on me, that means I need to be checking on you. And if you never check on me, I cannot hold that against you. Do not let what other people do change the way you have compassion. Do not let what you see other people say as far as having the lack of compassion start to harden your heart and not have the compassion. Because we'll do that. We'll internalize that people don't call us or that people don't check in on us. And we will begin to kind of basically, like it says, return that energy. But that ain't the way that we're supposed to be. We are to be a compassionate, loving people. And not hard in heart and not bitter and not unforgiving and not feeling some type of way because you ain't called me and you don't acknowledge me. Acknowledge them. Because maybe if you start to operate in compassion, the person it'll change their heart. They'll start to see something in you and be like, oh, see how effective compassion can be? It can be very contagious. Don't only call people or check in on people when you want something or need something. Start to be genuine in your concern about other people and not only just for what that person can do for you. You know what compassion means? It means sympathetic pity and concern for the sufferings or misfortunes of others. I believe every believer should have compassion. And that when we start to spread the compassion and we start to pour into other people and check in on other people, it becomes very contagious. Because by those two individuals that checked on me that day, it inspired me to then do some wellness check-ins and also do this episode. Because God showed me how important it was just for those two individuals to check on me and for me to check on the individuals that I checked on. My final point is the overall value of the wellness check-ins. So the overall value of wellness check-ins is the validation that it gives people that you are concerned and that someone cares. Because you don't know what that person is going through and what you're stopping from them feeling or doing. In other words, you could be really checking in on somebody going through some stuff. And just by you doing that simple gesture, hey, how you doing? I'm just checking in. I ain't heard from you in a while. They can then in their subconscious mind be like, or their conscious mind, like somebody really is concerned about me. Let me not go into this deep depression. Let me not commit suicide. Let me value my life. I'm worth something. Someone really cares about me. That's amazing. Just by that simple wellness check-in. Asking a person how they're doing. Or simply letting them know you were thinking about them. There's a saying that it's the little things in life that mean the most. And so those little gestures, those times that we take to text somebody real quick, or we set aside time to call somebody. That's the value of the wellness check-in. That's the overall value that it brings to that person's life, to your life. Because now you have added to their life. You have edified them. You have showed compassion. And then when it's reciprocated to you, you are validated. You are showed compassion. You are edified. So I want to challenge you guys today to check in on someone you haven't talked to in a while. Let's start doing our wellness check-ins. Let's start spreading the compassion and esteeming each other so that everyone can get the overall value of someone caring about them and someone genuinely being concerned. Pick up those phones, set aside time to text, to call, or whatever the case may be, and just check in. And that is it for today's episode, keeping it short and sweet for you guys on today. As always, I pray that you receive something from this episode and that you will begin to do those wellness check-ins. Make sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss an episode. And also share this episode with somebody that may enjoy the episode or that may need to hear it. As always, be blessed, be well, be whole, my loves. Until next episode. Talk to you soon.